Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron. We're playing Halo the Master Chief Collection, specifically Halo Reach, and we're working on the speed run to get the achievement, the Keep Your Foot on the Pedrogas, which is to complete the campaign in under 3 hours on Legendary. So the thing about the campaign on Legendary under 3 hours is that the part times add up to 2 hours and 35 minutes. So what we're really aiming to do is to beat all the part times. We're not trying to go for any crazy tricks. We're kind of doing this as a normal gamer. I'm going to show you some easy strategies to get through these levels in part-time. Now, if you miss part-time, it's okay. We're going to crush the part-time on a few levels, so we're going to have some leeway on the harder levels, okay? Specifically, this particular mission is part-time is 15 minutes, and we're going to easily be under that. This is a pretty easy mission. So we're going to start off, we're just going to go down this hill here, and we're going to make our way down this path, and we got a little jump up here that we can skip a little bit. We can kind of gain a few seconds here. Instead of going into this building, we're going to go back to the back of this walkway here and jump over this gap to this little rock formation, and then we can use this to jump up and over, and we can actually skip going into that building. So moving on, we're going to just walk across this bridge here. Right now we're just walking, we have no fighting yet. So as we're kind of making up our path here, one thing I will recommend is keeping track of your time specifically, so that you know which levels you can get, go over the part time a little bit, know how much time you have left throughout your specific playthrough, because there are some more challenging levels to hit part time on Legendary. But again, we've got 25 extra minutes plus the part-time, so just keep track of that. That way you'll know, okay, if you're finding a particular level difficult, then you can just say, okay, I'm going to sacrifice an extra 5 minutes on this level, right? And that'll kind of keep you from having some headaches. So as we get to this point, we're going to immediately sprint to this wall, and then we're going to sprint up to the right. Sprinting to that wall is going to prevent us from taking damage. And then we're going to sprint down this hill here, and we're going to skip all those enemies that are out of the front of that building. We're going to stay to the right here. We're going to kind of just walk up this pathway here, and we're going to stay to the right hand side. Generally you'll be okay from getting shot from any enemies. Sometimes you may take a stray shot from your left hand side, but don't worry about it. It's not going to be enough to kill you. Just keep running until you get to this creek. Once you get to this creek, we're going to kind of go up to the middle here, and we're going to climb up to the right, and right here we're going to go up right in the middle of this, and there's going to be some grunts right here. If they're facing you, you can go ahead and headshot them, but the main thing you want to do is sprint all the way to this rock right here, and now those elites are just coming up, and you should be able to just run over and jump, and actually that's a lot more damage than I usually take. If you're fast enough, the elites will just be coming into the fight, and you should be able to just sprint right over that rock and not take too much damage. It's a pretty reliable strategy, but if you do take damage, there is that health pack right next to this vehicle here. So once we get into this section, grab the vehicle and we're on to the races. So we're going to take this path here. Now, opposite from my lasso strategy, instead of going to the right, we're going to go left here, because we want the final battle to be on the right hand side of this kind of area here. So we're just going to drive around, and we're going to trigger kind of all of the scenarios where the Marines are here to fight and you're ready to move on. So we're going this path here. We're not even worrying about any of the fighting. We're just driving here. So now you can see the Spirit up there dropping off enemies, and that's where we're going to go for the final fight in this particular section. So we're going to drive up here, and we're going to kind of go up into this little building area here. We're going to hop out of the vehicle, and we're going to fight these enemies. So the first section here, you're just going to have a few grunts to deal with. You're not going to have too many to deal with, just some normal grunts. So go ahead and throw your grenades, kind of get those headshots, hopefully better than me, right? But there is a DMR in the back of this room back here on the ground, but we're going to wait and pick that up. And usually one of those Marines has a DMR, and that's what I was looking for, but I couldn't seem to find it. And I'll pick that up, and then I'll pick the DMR up on the ground so I have more ammo. But for some reason in this run, I couldn't seem to find the Marine that usually has that DMR. But you can do that. There is a Marine here that usually has a DMR, and if you trade his weapon first and then pick up this DMR that's on the ground, you'll actually have more ammo. But unfortunately, I couldn't find that, so now I've got 30 ammo in my DMR. But once you clear out that first set of enemies, head to the right and up this hill here. This is a pretty safe point for two reasons. One, the spirits that's going to be coming in and dropping off Covenant enemies enemies won't have a good shot on you with its turret, and also you're going to have a good vantage point to throw grenades and shoot the enemies that drop out of these. So you can see I'm up here. I'm going to go ahead and throw a grenade down there, and I'm going to start working on the grunts on the other side. So I've cleaned those up, and now pretty much all I have to deal with is this one elite. So I'm going to noob combo him, which is an overcharged plasma shot and then a headshot. So you can clean them up pretty quickly. So if you do that, you've actually cleaned out this entire section, and now we're going to go ahead and head back up the hill one more time because we've got another set of enemies dropping in. If you're fast enough, you can do the same thing, right? You can throw the grenade down. Unfortunately, I missed the grenade shot there, so now we're kind of just off to, just fighting normally. There is a health pack on the wall right there. Feel free to grab that. That's going to allow you to get your health pack. It's also going to instantly start recharging your shields. So not only grabbing it, instead of hiding, waiting for your shields to get back, grabbing that's going to allow you to get back into the fight quickly, because you really want to take out this section as quickly as possible so we can get that part-time. So now we've cleaned up this wave, and we're done with this section. We're going to wait on the Falcon, and we're going to take a Falcon ride to the next section of the level. Now, unfortunately for us, the helicopter sequence doesn't really count as a cutscene, so the timer actually continues throughout the helicopter ride. So that's kind of unfortunate because the cutscenes in the game don't, count towards a timer, but this particular ride will. But we're going to go ahead and cut ahead a little bit to the end of the helicopter ride, which is going to take you to the final area of the mission. So as soon as you drop down, you're going to want to grenade those jackals and those groups of grunts as quickly as possible and try to get as many kills as you can. That wasn't the best grenade there, but the second was good. If you throw two good grenades there, you can actually eliminate almost all of those enemies. So we're kind of making our way down to the back of this area into the back room here because there's a lot of DMR ammo in here, and if you probably don't have too much left, but on the wall here there's a bunch of DMR ammo that we're going to use for this section. But you need to be quick. We want to grab that, and we want to get back up to the top of the stairs on the right hand side of this room because this is where we're going to try to take out enemies. Now, spirits where they drop enemies in this section can be a little bit variable. You may have a bunch of jackals drop down in front of you, or they may drop down in the middle over there where you saw the grunts drop down. And for me, I got the elite to drop down right beside me, so you're going to have some variability right there. If the elite drops down in the middle, then you need to watch your back because he can come to the back of the room and give you a little surprise, right? So we're going to clean that couple dropships off, and then we're going to have another set of dropships that come in. And now you can see we've got some normal enemies jumping to the left here, and we also had some grunts dropping to our right. So we're going to throw our grenades, and now we're going to go ahead and kill as many as we can, but we're going to make our way back to the room where we got our DMR ammo now, because once you kill enough enemies, and as we took out a bunch of them, and this elite here, generally that's enough to trigger the end of the sequence, and you're going to get a notification that Cat is ready, and you're going to get an objective, complete here, or current objective, and that's going to let you know that you're ready to fall back. Now you do have to wait for all your teammates to get back into the building before the door will actually close. So once you've done that, that's a really quick way to tackle this section here, is to just grenade those enemies as they're falling out of the drop shits. There's really nothing faster than doing that. So we're just going to have to kick back with Noble Team here for a second and enjoy our victory and wait for this door to open. So we're just kind of waiting here, hanging out with George and Kat and everybody who's not very talkative, but let's go. As soon as the door opens, we're going to head in, and we're going to go left up here and then take another left, and you're going to go to this body here, and you're going to trigger a cutscene. So let's skip that, and we're on to a pretty nice battle. As soon as you get in here, grab this DMR on the right hand side, and we're going to shoot all the caps on this kind of pipe system here on the right hand side. Okay, once the enemies kind of start coming in, we're gonna have some jackals. We also got a concussion wielding elite, but let's shoot all three caps on this pipe here, and what that's going to do is that's going to make it explode, and generally you'll get some kills from that exploding. Now what you ideally want to do is kill these jackals and or one of the grunts close enough to you that have a plasma pistol, that you can get a plasma pistol and potentially take out that concussion wielding elite before he runs away. But if he runs away, it's okay. He's going to be at the end of the level if he runs away, so we don't need to worry about him. So once we kind of clear that section out, we can kind of look down this next hallway. There's going to be some grunts and some, a couple jackals. And then as we progress up this hallway, there's going to be a few more grunts that kind of pop around the corner here. I like to just throw a grenade usually, but this time I decided not to. But usually one grenade will kind of take all of them out. I'm not really sure why I didn't do it this time. But anyway, once you clear them out, we're on to the final room of the level. And as soon as we head down in here, we're going to immediately look to this room to the back left, and we're going to shoot these 4 grunts that kind of walk out of the door, easily letting us headshot them. So now all we have is a sword-wielding elite and that concussion-wielding elite from the first room that we didn't kill. So we're going to noob combo them again, overcharged plasma pistol headshot, and overcharged plasma pistol headshot, and then we're going to sprint back and interact with this button right here to end the first level. And that's going to be it for winter contingency. Not too bad of a time there. Again, no crazy strats. We're going to get through this just with some normal strategies, guys, and hope you are finding it helpful as we make our way through this. This is going to be a very fun ride. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So hopefully we'll see you in part 2, Oni Sword Base.